yet another episode of Mental Odyssey. My name is Sarah, and today I am continuing life questions. This week I have a very special guest, one of my best friends, one of my longest friends, my Beba. She has been on a few times before, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear her answers to these questions. This episode was a little bit heavier than the rest because we have recently lost somebody that is very important in our lives. Ashley's younger brother, Bradley, he passed away just before Thanksgiving, and the grief set in while recording this podcast, but among it we were also able to find laughter and joy, and yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to be here for this podcast today. So thanks for being here. We'll jump right in. Hi, people.
No.
Hi, people. Welcome to the podcast.
It's good to be back.
Yes, it's been a while. We need to
has.
record
Thank
a
you.
separate one that's like catching up, because, man, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Hard same deal. I feel like it's been an eternity and it's only been like a week, bruh.
I know. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well.
I wasn't ready. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna try not to cry, because, oh my god.
You know what? I feel like it's important to allow yourself to cry even if you're on a podcast right now.
Right. I guess that's kind of what the podcast is about. Feel what
Literally.
you're feeling.
Yeah, Beba. Have you been feeling your feelings? I know this isn't the segment here, but
The segment Beba calls me out on my podcast. I see you. I feel like I've been doing what I can. I don't know. Today's been a rough day. But
it has.
yeah, just like I woke up and there wasn't any milk. And like that's what I use for breakfast. And so it just like started out being kind of And then work was pretty decent. But then when I got home, Tom was like taking a nap, or like getting ready to take a nap, and I was just like, damn, like I just got home. I want to like vibe with you for a minute. And he was over here and he just like napped for a while, and like 2 hours. And I was like, you're going to fall asleep for like 2 hours? And he's like, no, I can't.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking not. And then he slept for like an hour and 40 minutes. That's what I'm saying. And it just like fucking got to me today. Like I was just like, oh my god, why are you lying? Like,
why the fuck you lying?
Literally. I was just like, damn. But I don't know. It feels petty, but it like,
That's not petty.
it straight up just gets to me on like a deep level. Like it's just one of my pet peeves. Just like,
yeah, I totally get it. Like kind of different, but like yesterday, I was at my dad's and I was making my smoothie, and I literally went to grab almond milk, and there was none, so I had to use yogurt in my fucking smoothie instead, and it came out decent, but I also didn't have any beef, so I'm like, oh, my iron. There's just something, like, if something doesn't go my way food-wise, like, you're given the wrong thing. So, like,
The struggle is
I'm
real,
like, oh, be
especially when you
grateful.
depend on it. Like,
Yeah, you depend on that breakfast essential, dude.
right? And like, like I work at a place that literally has like 100 gallons of 2% milk on standby at any given time, and I can get it for free. So it wasn't like that big of a deal to fix it, but it's like part of my routine. I wake up like an hour early. I make my breakfast essential like a half hour before I have to be at work. I go and start my car and then like finish getting ready while my car's heating up and then skedaddle.
I know.
Get
I've
going.
seen that. I've seen that routine.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Like
I
I have
also,
it and it's like you get it.
I heavily
You
depend
fucking
on
get it.
mine.
Yeah.
I really do.
Especially
I'm
as a
very,
mom, like god damn, you depend on it.
if I'm not up 2 hours before her, I'm a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
And that's when she can have her chocolate milk in a movie while I have my coffee and finish my routine. Because I'm like, nope, nope. I used to feel so guilty about that, and now I'm like, nah,
You just got
nah.
to.
I show up better. I
Yeah.
show up better.
Yeah, it's like boundaries with yourself. It allows you to
Mhm.
not like hate your kid because they take up all of you. Like you have no time for yourself. Like I think people get
Well,
to a
yeah, and it's
point
not
where they're
even
like,
like,
I don't like this thing. Not like that,
yeah,
but
and
like
it's like,
it's a time suck.
no, it really is. Like I feel fully confident in myself when I give myself that kind of space. But when I don't, and I'm like lashing out over dumb shit that shouldn't be lashed out about, but like also when you're, especially me, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I work and raise my kid at the same time from home, in a sense, and I'm a homemaker,
Right.
and you're like virtually no time to myself. So like, nah, homie, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, you have to schedule it. Like as
Mhm.
a person who depends on routine, like we do, it's like you got to. You got to
Yeah.
fucking schedule it.
Yep. Sometimes you have to sleep some more, but
Yeah,
I'll take some sleep out just to get like an episode of the show or something.
I feel you on that. I feel you.
Mhm.
The struggle is real. How have you been holding up, people?
Mm, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like my emotions have like started to settle a bit to where I'm not just in this deep despair, but I am still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I'm never going to see my brother alive again.
Yeah.
And kind of that's kind of hard. Like it'll be good, and then it'll like crush and hit me at least 3 times a day, and then there may or may not be a surge of tears. But if it happens, it happens, you know.
Yeah.
I'm still sad though. Like I'm very sad, and trying to find a way to be right again, but it feels so wrong and empty. Like I mean, it feels a lot more full now that I'm not like at my mom's. But when I was at my mom's, like it was just empty.
I can
It was like
imagine.
a guttural empty.
I can imagine. He had a big fucking energy.
It filled up the room.
Yeah, the whole house, the whole thing. Like
Yeah,
always, like from when he was a little kid up. Like that's him. Like he owned a room. He's like, "You know what I can do? Let me show you what I can do."
yeah. Whether it was like fucking like bashing on his fucking drums, or
Right?
like being turned around playing expert Metallica Guitar Hero, like a
Yep.
song on expert, turned around and hit every note, not miss anything.
Yep.
Like that boy was a progeny. And
Mm-hmm.
then and then like there's anger that starts rising that like somebody took my brother's life.
The fact that it was cut short with everything that he had going for him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been rough. What about you?
Yeah,
Have you been letting yourself go yet?
I don't know. It definitely felt real when I like saw your face on my screen. Like I like remembered that he's not here anymore, seeing you. Yeah. Like it's
Damn,
kind
you're
of
avoiding hard. Like
Beba,
people.
don't call me out on my own podcast. I'm just kidding. Uh no, it's just weird to me cuz like for the longest time, like obviously I knew him, but I watched him as I watched you grow up like from afar, like on a phone, right? And
Yeah.
so like the fact that I see him all the time, it's like it doesn't feel real to me. Like it still doesn't like it hasn't computed in my mind.
That
Like
makes so much sense.
even like I thought I would feel different. Like I really did, like being able to see him, but I don't. Cuz like I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot more comfortable to believe that like it's not true.
Yeah. And like the most comfort I can take is that he might just pass on by, like he can come see me or something.
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Especially like 98%, well, 95% has all been virtual.
Right. Right.
What's crazy is that like after a little while, when the pictures started being posted before the funeral, um, of him when he was little, it like really smacked me then. Cause I'm like, holy fuck, I watched you. Like
Right.
I genuinely watched you grow. Like now I'm seeing
Literally.
like all the younger pieces of me that were with him at these times, and it just fucked me up all over again.
Mhm. I feel like we should have like a little moment of silence for Beba.
Oh,
Too soon, man. Too soon.
too soon. So any of y'all who like to fuck with motorcyclists, don't.
Literally.
Just don't. Let them
Literally.
be. I don't know if anyone can hear that baby in the background, but she's figuring out life without a passy.
We're taking the passy away. It's happened.
It's happening. I'm gonna be the first to say nap time. Nope, you're gonna get that.
You said,
I'm
I
gonna have my
need
two
this
hours.
hour. Okay. I need this
Two,
time. Yeah.
two. If it
Good.
becomes one, fine. But like, I'm gonna milk that for as long as I can because I'm only
Fair
gonna have a
enough.
couple years.
You get it, mama. You deserve it. All right. Well, I guess we better get this out of the way so that
To the actual segmentation.
Yeah. All right, people. So the first question that I have for you is, how would you recommend to handle rejection?
Yeah. I feel like it definitely depends on the rejection that you're receiving. But like, I think the first one is not internalizing it. Like, not internalize it immediately. Like, try to separate that, even though like it's almost like impossible for the initial reaction because like it's
Right.
gonna happen.
Right.
But like working through it and getting to a place where like you're gonna feel what you're gonna feel on the road, but once you get through the crappy feel, then you're like, okay, let me separate. Like, this is the rejection from this person, has nothing to do with me, has everything to do with like, what they're looking for or what's needed. And maybe it's like leading me to a path elsewhere where
Right.
I'm supposed to be,
Right.
or just a stepping stone, Because, like, I mean, a lot of things in life are chance, but also there's a lot of things that are like signals and guiding, and we all grow, like what
Right.
can, and like in the end, really, like, how can I grow from this?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's
Yeah,
like
what
a
is this
significant
teaching
change or
me
not.
in my
Yeah.
journey? I like your answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do too. I think that's how I feel.
Because it's important to be able to like process how you're feeling. It's important
Yes.
to sit with the emotion for a minute, be curious about
Be
it.
uncomfortable.
Right.
As much as it sucks so bad, but like it's super important to like build withstanding that because like I never really got that until I was 25 having fucking panic attacks
Mm-hmm.
and literally thinking I need to go to the hospital.
Right.
Like until then, I could not sit with like unpleasant feelings.
Right. Yeah.
And rejection is like one of the biggest unpleasant things I think I've ever felt. Like the pit that just forms
Mm-hmm.
in the stomach is like, ugh, revolting.
Yeah. No,
But it's an important part of life.
it is.
Ooh, I feel like it also teaches like totally different directions of consent. I feel like more people should be uncomfortable hearing no and accepting it and moving on, but not like in all the senses, but like I feel like the world would probably be a better place
I think
in
that's
some
such a
sense.
good I didn't even think of it in like in a physical sense. Like physically
Yeah.
being rejected. I didn't think about that at all, but I think that's such a good idea because it does suck, right? Because it's like it takes a little bit of courage to like make a move or to like
Yeah.
but also like what's the other option?
Well,
Like you're going to
yeah.
go through the act when they wish that they would have rejected, like what do you actually
Well,
want?
yeah. I feel like it also takes a great deal more courage to like express that no. Because like also how'd they get there?
Right.
You know?
Right.
They think that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that a lot. Thank you, people.
Yeah. Thank
So the
you.
next question that I have is, what is the antidote to loneliness?
It depends on the loneliness. Because, like, I feel like the first place to look for loneliness or, like, the root of loneliness is within ourselves, for sure. like all loneliness is rooted there. And like I think there's an amount of portions that we can do to like seek out fulfilling that loneliness, because only we can fulfill ourselves, and to like cure that loneliness. But then there's the loneliness of like missing somebody.
Right.
Like I miss you all the time and I
Right.
gotta talk to you.
Right.
But like physically be able to be there with you, like I yearn for that, which I love living like a state away now, or a few states. It feels like a
Right.
state
It's
away, but
definitely a lot closer. We can drive to each other in like less than a day.
literally seen you 3 times
Yeah.
in this last year.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right.
But like then there's like the loneliness of like part of you being gone, like somebody close to you. Like I didn't even think about that until I was thinking about like how, like with Bradley,
Right.
like I've never known a loneliness like this.
Right.
Like I've lost people, like I've witnessed death, and it's not like an unfamiliar feeling or recognition, but like not having the one that like understood such a big part of like
Right.
my life with
Right.
me. That, like, the cure I am still searching for
There's
in a
on.
sense, but like what I do take comfort in is memories when it's somebody's passed,
Right.
or like little things that could be a sign or not, that they're around. Like I obviously, you know how I feel. Like
Yeah.
I'm 100% believing in like that kind of energy. Um, but um, being lonely with yourself though, like if you can't do it alone, get a therapist.
Right.
Like
Right.
reach out to your people. But there are certain things, like you and I are well versed in being each other's therapists,
Right.
but there are things that's like even WWBD, what would Beba do, is not going to fucking cure it.
Right. No, for
Like,
sure.
or my husband, or you know, like, because I mean, there's also people go through a lot of different emotions and traumas. And I wish I would have gotten therapy. Like, I wish I would have been ready for therapy sooner. Yeah, hands down. Because, like, what led me into, like, a lot of my dark depths of late teenhood were, like, driven by loneliness. And I found myself in such scary situations that I look back, I'm like, holy crap, what? How did you get there? And I know how I got there. And I see it and I processed it, but like also it still like shocks me. Like
Mm-hmm.
it shakes me. So I think the sooner finding out like where it resides from and like the root of it is the sooner you can like find the cure to it.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I can only imagine. I mean, I guess I somewhat understand like the loneliness of not being able to talk to a sibling, like
Oh
not
fuck
being
yeah,
able
you
to
do.
like just reach out and like reminisce on something or like relate to them, because one, you kind of expect that that's a guaranteed relationship, right? Like it's like a given relationship that you're going to have because like no matter what, family sticks around, which is like an awesome idea, but it's not always what happens.
Not the case.
Right.
Some siblings like to go.
Yeah. And so like it's a lonely feeling to be like we share so much, but so little at the same time,
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. And like different levels. Like your relationship with one sibling is not the same with the other.
Right, right. It's almost like it's like the loneliness created by one is like kind of subsided by like the unconditional love of the other for me.
Yeah. No, I totally feel that. Like Bradley was my closest sibling.
Mhm.
Hands down. Like me and my little sister were really close and we talk a lot. And she comes to me about a lot of things.
Right.
But also, like, there was just a different kind of bond, you know? And there's like certain things that my older brother gets. And my baby sister, she's just tiny,
Yeah, and
you
you
know?
barely
She
even
literally just
had the
turned
same
up.
parents. Like I don't even think you
Yeah,
can call that the same parents.
no, I can't. I mean, I can in some ways. Like, I recognize some parts, but like, overall, no.
Yeah. Like
Like, Bradley and I knew the same
she
parents
got a
the whole
clean
time.
and sober parent.
Yeah,
Or clean
the whole
not
time.
sober, right?
Cleaned out sober.
Clean not sober. Yeah.
Can you hear all that?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, fellas, I'm sorry.
You're a mom and this
Well,
is real
I'm
life.
not.
This
Yeah,
is real
this
life
is
on my
real life.
podcast. I have to correct my dogs and you get to listen to a child weaning off of a passy
Yeah.
at
Who's sick?
nighttime. Yeah, who's sick? Okay. So we'll just jump right into the next question, which is how did you pick a career?
So the funny thing about that is, I it almost like chose me in a sense. I was scrolling through Facebook one day and I like got this advertisement for Independence University. And I was like, huh, I wonder what that is. And it was like talking about like if you're like a military dependent, you can get like 50% off or something like
Ooh.
of like in like tuition or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Um, so like I went and I was like, well, let's check it out. And I was talking about becoming a graphic artist, and I was like, well, I have a lot of experience because my dad is a graphic artist, right?
Mhm.
And he like used to make me sit down during the summer and have me learn how to use Photoshop and Illustrator. Like I'd watch tutorials and do it. Like I did, I made Beyonce into an avatar. Like,
Yes.
yeah, and when I say avatar, I mean like the naked blue monkeys.
Yes.
Like those are what I'm talking about. But I did a lot of fun stuff and I enjoyed it, and I took like a class in high school for it too. And like I had a good eye for it because, you know,
You grew up
the
that way.
artist gene runs in the family.
Yeah.
But like it was not my first choice. It really wasn't. Like my first choice would have been become a veterinarian.
Right.
That's what I've always wanted, is to become an exotic veterinarian. And it like kind of changed over time and as I became a mom. But anyway, I saw what they had and I chose that, and I have my, what's it called? Starts with an A, associate's degree in graphic arts and business management.
Yes.
But my first and foremost career is being a mother.
Yes.
And as much as I wanted that growing up, I finally got chosen to be a mom,
Right.
you know, by my daughter. Thank goodness. So that now has taken like a, you know, the majority of my time. But what's cool about what I chose is like I literally graduated and then like 3 months later I was pregnant. And I was like, well, it's a good thing I'm out of college, even though I was going to go back and become a interpreter, like an ASL interpreter.
Oh yeah, no,
And
that
then
would be
after
cool.
but the thing is Troy University in Alabama, they were like, oh, you need what are those things you do in high school? Like the test, SATs, I
Oh,
think.
yep.
I never took those.
Oh, darn.
As you know, for those of y'all that don't know, I dropped out my senior year, and then I went back when I was like 19. No, I was 20. Yeah, I was 20, and I got my diploma in Utah. Because fun fact, in Utah, at Horizonte, they do that. They let you still get your diploma through doing packets and stuff, which was nice. That's the first time I actually learned something valuable from math.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually did a lot better doing packets.
Yeah, and I like any time before that, except for geometry, like I just never really grasped any math except for like your standard addition, subtraction, multiplication,
Mm-hmm.
and division. Second, you put all the other numbers in there. It confused me. But anyway, you had to have SATs to be able to do that.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was like, well, okay, I lost this. And then I came here, and I guess some people are saying you don't need a degree of anything for interpreter. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy to me because
That
I feel
is.
like,
How do you
well, you
know?
have to take a test.
Okay.
But like, I also feel like I am very fluent. Like, I'm very fluent.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like I would need to be more fluent
Yeah.
to do that, which I'd
I
still
mean,
be
how
down.
many times can you take the test? Because you might as well go see, like, how you're doing and then, like, learn what you don't know,
You
basically.
know what? That's a good idea. Because realistically, like, do you know how much money they make?
A lot.
They make a lot a year. And I am really great at it. And I feel like I can make it to where I would, not ever have to need a babysitter.
Right. No, that would be way cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks, people.
And just being in, like, communications like that, too. I mean, that's something, like, it's so important for people to be
It
able to
really is.
communicate and feel like they're a part of everything that everyone else is a part of, you
Which they
know?
totally should. Like, and
Yes.
growing up with my uncle, who's deaf, like 80% of my family doesn't even know how to sign. Like,
So he hasn't even
no,
been able to have a chance to talk with those people in,
yeah,
like, a
like they're like,
fluent
I mean,
way.
he'll meet you halfway. Like he always has. Like he will pull up his phone and like notepad and like go back and forth. That's what I used to do with my ex Anthony. But like Brent has put forth more of an effort than most of my family. My daughter knows more sign language than most of my family.
And
It's
she's
a bummer.
3.
Yeah, and she's that's so sad. But like that's why I have put so much emphasis in it is because like I'll be damned if there's gonna be more people in this family that don't know how.
Right. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
I think that would
it's
be
definitely
awesome.
something I'd be down for helping make a change with. And I also was gonna go get my vet tech degree. Then I realized that they make significantly less than a graphic artist.
Yeah, you don't want to go to more school, see a bunch of animals die, and make less.
Well, yeah,
Like, you
and
have to be pretty on call as a vet.
yeah, yeah, and like the thing is, what I'm doing right now is like I get to be around animals all the time. I
Right?
have my own animals,
Right?
and yeah, I think I'm set right now. I don't want to have to be a part of that. When I asked my friend, my cousin's friend, because she said that she was a vet tech, and I was like, so do you ever have to see like dogs put down, or do you have to do it? And she was like, I don't have to do the medicine, but sometimes owners can't sit with their pets while they're dying, and so I'll do it for them. And I was like,
That's rough, dude.
I could not.
That's rough. Your heart is way too big for that.
No, it really
Not
is. Like,
saying that like other people who do that's hearts are. It's like what you have the capacity for. Do you have the capacity to watch an animal die every single day, or be severely injured, or like come in neglected as fuck and not carry that shit?
no, because I already get really angry when I see neglect.
Right.
As it is right now. And like,
Yeah.
I've been mad at myself for the neglect I did with my dog. And I didn't even like do it intentionally. Like, there's people that are actually neglectful and like mean to be.
Yeah, and
But like,
abusive.
that would be really freaking hard. And like, yeah, again, I would much rather just stay in my lane from that.
Right. Enjoy them
I'm
as
good.
pets. Bring them to the vet.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Fair
yeah.
enough. I think being an interpreter would be a really good idea. You can make good
Yeah, I
money,
think
and
I'm
it's not like
gonna,
a job. I mean, it's not like a 9 to 5 type thing. Like, you would probably have
yeah,
gigs
you
where
still
it's
get
like
to
you
pick
go
your
to
time.
interpret at a certain event or something like that,
Yeah.
which would be really cool.
I definitely agree with you. I'm glad that we had this talk about this now.
Me too.
It's like the talk I didn't know I needed.
Yes, we'll stay updated on it.
What's crazy too about that is that like my dad, like he has a buddy who's deaf, and he was just talking to him about like, hey, if you ever need an interpreter, my daughter,
That's so
like,
hype.
is a really good. I was like, are you trying to push me to do more hustling?
You're like, should I be doing this?
Be careful now.
I'm sure there's like a website that puts up interpreting gigs or something like that. I'm sure there's an app for it.
Oh, for sure.
That'd be way cool.
I concur.
Oh, yeah.
I know you'll be on me about it too now.
I will. We're going to have a follow-up on the podcast.
Bet.
All right, Beba. So my last question is, how is it to be in a long-term relationship?
A long-term relationship that is healthy,
Right.
is magnificent. Because I have never known a healthy relationship until now. And even with like the healthiness of it, there's still like room for dysfunction. But what's really great about it is that you get to learn together on how to be like better humans individually, as partners, and as parents. But I will say that I now see the value in like, I mean, I knew the value before, but I didn't quite understand the value of like meeting somebody, getting to know them really well, building a life together, getting engaged, getting a house, having kids, probably get a dog first, then
Right.
kids. Because when, like, what I've noticed, like, I did it all backwards. We did it all backwards. We fell in love. Now, like, it was like the best, healthiest way that I've ever gone about a relationship before.
Right.
And it took a while before we started getting intimate. But a while, as in, you know, a few months later, we got a baby on the way. Which some people would be like, whoa, that's fast. Yeah, homie, you don't know. Because it's been faster before.
Right.
But, like, I'm also really thankful that my body decided to work for that.
Right. No, for sure.
He was the right person to do it with, but, like, we did that, got engaged, got a house, had our daughter, moved into said house, got a dachshund, which is not a breed for kids, and then got a pit bull who learned how to be a dog from a dachshund. And we had a bunch for him, and I had a 6-month-old, and it was absolute freaking chaos.
Yep.
But I learned a lot, and I'm happy it went that way. but also, like, I've learned a lot about myself in my relationship, and, like, it's really nice to have somebody who's willing to, like, accept that part of me and love me
Right.
for it
Right.
and, like, call me out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought that was just a Beba thing. I thought being called out was just meant for Beba because
You're like, I was caught off guard. I wasn't
I
ready
was
for
very
it, but
caught
I
off guard.
needed it.
I really did. I feel like, yeah, it was, I couldn't be happier, really. If it wasn't, because I've been in, like, a long-term relationship that wasn't functional.
Right.
But also, like, this is my longest standing relationship now.
Right. Same.
Yeah, I know. And
That's
I like him.
crazy. I know,
I
huh?
like him a lot.
We've seen each other be with some interesting pics before and
That is
go
such a kind
through
way of putting it.
interesting things
Yeah.
as a result of said interesting relationships. And I'm really
Indeed.
proud of us where we are.
I really am too, because we've come really far.
We
And
have.
we've done it all together.
Right?
But we've always done it together on opposite ends of the freaking
World. Or I
state.
guess the States, yeah.
What is it
Yeah.
called? Opposite ends of the United States.
Yeah, the country.
Brian and I were talking the other day, and he was like, I feel like the one person that, like, because we were talking about something like of being connected to, like, I hold him to a different standard than I hold everybody else. He was like, well, yeah, but, like, you have an expected place with Beba. I'm like, yeah, because she freaking earned it.
Right.
Like, we worked for that.
Right.
A very long time we have worked for it. So, like,
yeah.
yes, I rely on her way more than I've, like, relied on anyone.
Right.
Because she's been reliable.
Right.
And he was like, I feel like once you and Beba get together, like, in the same state, like, there's no breaking you apart. I feel like most people you would need a break from. I'm like, yeah, but also, like, that's because, like, we understand each other's boundaries too now.
No, for sure. For sure. I was going to say, you're one of the longest relationships that I have had.
Yep.
And
Same.
being in that, it's been, I would say, like, overall, it's been a roller coaster. Like, up and down, here and there, like, taking turns worrying about each other's well-being in different relationships, in different positions, and living our lives so far apart from each other and only having, like, little check-ins here and there, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
it's
COVID happened.
right. It's been
Right.
amazing, though, to see all
Yeah.
of the growth that we've had together, and also, like, the depth of friendship.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I really don't have that with anyone else.
Yeah.
I have special relationships, of course, but, like, this one.
Right, it's different. It hits different.
Yep.
We're,
it
like,
really does.
growing buddies. We've
Literally,
just,
and,
like,
that's
gone through it and grown up and gone through a lot of fucking tough shit together and learned how to be honest with each other and learned how to, like, support each other in a way that's good for both of us. And
well, yeah, like, the birth of my, like, communication skills really came from here.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
I've been in and out of therapy my entire life, and none of it prepared me the way, like, our relationship has. Because it's here where I've, like, learned how to be, like, a better friend, a better person, a better friend, a better mom, a better wife. Like,
Agreed.
All of the things. A better
Agreed.
dog mom.
Right. Right.
That's a big one. And like, it's nice to be able to be called out and call out because like there's
We
just a
need
different
it.
level of like security,
Right.
you know?
Like, I know you're never going to intentionally hurt my feelings. Like, you're
Oh fuck.
actually going to go out of your way to not, which,
Yeah.
like, has burned us in the past. We've both done that shit. Like,
Oh
avoiding
yeah.
something, trying not to hurt each other's feelings. But I feel
And
like
then
at
we
this
like
point
do
we've
it.
grown to, like, a delicate balance where it's like, I need to be honest with you. I need to tell you how I'm feeling about hard things and good things and bad things and all the things,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and like also, anytime that we didn't like talk about it the way like it should have been, like initially we're like, dude, why didn't we just fucking say it?
Right. Why did we go
Why
this
did you?
long?
Or yeah, and also like we're also like, I see why
Right.
you did it,
Right.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ain't
I feel
mad
like
though.
it's been such a long time since that's happened, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I don't necessarily remember what any of it was about, but I remember like the feelings of being like, the fuck?
He was gonna fuck me up.
Right?
I'm gonna get a hard ass talking to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Ultimate accountability.
fuck's sake. Literally. Is it worth it? Worth it. Sure is.
Yeah, I can't wait to have a space where we get to like live
Be
alongside
there.
each
Be
other.
that.
Yeah,
Literally, like, community is like everything. And like, don't
it
get me
is.
wrong, our community is great, but like, you and Tom like have literally the same kind of correspondence with Brent and I about like everything.
Right.
And like, we're very challenging people all around.
Mm-hmm.
And I long for that for Rhea. And like, when you guys like end up having kids one day, adopting kids, for those of y'all who think Beba's gonna actually have kids.
Wrongo.
Wrong no. If you
Wrongo.
ever told me, I'd be like, somebody smacked me. I'm sleeping. Like, somebody pinched me. There's no way. There is no way.
Such a
If
scary idea.
yeah, that is. It's a very scary idea. Just, well, I mean, I know that you'd be amazing, but like the thing is, you don't have to be like the one carrying
Right. I
to
just
be
want to be
saving.
super nanny. That's all. I just want to
You
be able to
already are.
like go and help other people make their children feel loved. I feel like if that's what I can contribute. I don't know why I said it that way. That was
Because
weird.
why not? Like,
Contribute.
you just got flair. You
If
know?
I can go and contribute to somebody else's well-being and like not be super caught up in my own, because the thing is, it's almost like you choose one or the other in a sense. Like you kind of have to choose like a career or kids in a sense, or
Yeah.
like giving up a certain aspect of like,
Either.
right? Like, I don't know. I wish it wasn't like that, but I feel like it is.
It really is. Like, I've witnessed it first-handedly.
Because if I like
So many
traveled or
times.
something like that, that's not fair to my kids to have to be without me for all that time. Like,
When I see that in shows, I'm just like, for why?
right. And
Why
like
are you
some
doing
people,
that?
that's how it works for them, you know? I mean, military families do it all the time,
I know.
where it's like
I was part of
from
it.
a distance.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Uh-oh.
It would be a very hard thing for me to try to sign up for, and I feel like I really do want to be a super nanny and like help a bunch of people. And if that includes traveling, like I don't want to be prioritizing helping other families and like leaving mine on the back burner type thing, you know?
Oh, for sure.
But
I hear that.
who knows where
Like,
we'll end up.
right. Also, like, you're really incredible auntie, so.
Yeah, that's what I want to be. I want to be able to spend time with my babies, my little niece, my little nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of that niece.
She says, I'm up.
What? Oh, good job. What's up? I'm going to play. You want to go play? Okay, go play.
Good morning, Rhea.
Okay? Rhea, you want to say good morning to Auntie Beba? No? Okay.
Not right now.
I love that she just knows, too.
Right?
She's like, no.
I don't, and I don't have to.
No. I really, like, that's a big one, too. Like, I love that, like, there's a lot of family that's like, well, aren't you going to have her hug me? And I'm like, well, why the fuck would I force her?
If she doesn't want it, she's got autonomy.
She has her own reason, and she is entitled to whatever that reason is, whether I know it or not.
Literally.
Like, I wish that my family wasn't so pushy about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, also, like, we come from a very hugging, loving family.
Yep.
We really do. But, like, it also doesn't mean you always have to be in the mood. Because there's times where I'm like, don't fucking touch me.
You're like, I don't want it right now. Leave me alone.
Don't touch me. Don't look at me.
Right.
Don't speak to me unless you're Beba.
Unless you're Beba.
I like literally.
There's an exclusion for me.
There really is. But like it's like in the morning. Like you know how to wake me up and not piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
You're the only person in this world that has been able to do that.
It's also because you'd probably still feel like shit, even in your barely woken up person, if you like went the fuck off on me. You'd probably feel bad, even if you were half asleep.
Yeah, probably.
Well, thank you so much for all of your answers, Beba. It's always a pleasure being able to pick your brain. And we'll follow up on the next podcast about how it's going trying to be an interpreter.
Bet.
Well, I love you, people. Thanks for being here.
I love you, people. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Bye, everybody.
Mental Odyssey is a Dream and Do podcast, produced and edited by yours truly. The music is owned by Chill Hop, and this song is Velocities by Sleepy Fish. Go check them out. Thanks for being here.